Hi, I'm Andy Palmer. I'm a director of First Point Insurance and not Aston Martin, and I've been an SCD member for around 3 years now. Well, originally one of my clients, a rather well-known Bugatti owner within SCD, brought me along to a secret meet at Vantage, and yeah, from there I just obviously saw what the club was about and instantly knew that I had to join. A little bit about First Point. Well, predominantly we do high value cars, houses, jewellery. We do everything really nowadays, life, medical, commercial. But we started the business predominantly around cars, and 22 years later that's still our core market. We do big ticket stuff, and we're doing typical, probably more mass market, sort of everyday supercar owners where it's an aspirational one car only, someone's pride and joy, and that's kind of our core market really. My passion for cars? Well, that's easy. I grew up in Brackley, which, as some people may know, is just down the road from Silverstone, and Brackley itself, the home of numerous Formula One teams over the years. So as a kid, I'd stand in the garden at Grand Prix weekend and could actually hear the cars, from 7 miles away. As I got a little bit older and into my teens, I used to do a little bit of work at Silverstone, bumped into Ayrton Senna, met Michael Schumacher, various things. So probably from being a kid around that area is really what sparked my passion. My very first car was nothing very exciting. It was an NREG 1974 or whatever that is, orange Mini. I guess my first interesting car, probably an M3 Evo. I had the 14th Aston Martin Vantage V8 when they came off the production line in 2005. It was probably a little bit too early, that car. Didn't last long, few problems. Numbers of M cars since then, M3s, M4s, M6. I had SL 500. I got the AMG GTS Edition 1 at the moment. But in between times, I've also had quite a few interesting things through our work, because we're obviously looking after high-end cars for a lot of our customers. We have arrangements where we're providing them with cars, in the event of accidents and things like that. So I'm constantly given cars as well. So I've driven a lot of stuff. How did I end up with a Vantage? Well, it wasn't a planned purchase at all. We were out through work just before Christmas, seeing some of our introducers, one of which was an Aston dealer. So it was there in the showroom, and I got talking to this salesman about it, and 5 days later it was on my drive. So totally unexpected, but yeah, I just fell in love with the car. Ticked all the boxes for me. Spent a week in the Alps with SCD, and John T was driving a Vantage from XL, I think it was, who were obviously another sponsor of the club, and Foster wasn't in his group, probably because we could never keep up. He was just every day telling us how good that car was and how much fun. Yeah, it just seemed like a no-brainer purchase to me. Spec? Well, to be honest with you, I can't give you a full list because it was sat in the showroom and I just went, yeah, I'll have it. So I haven't really actually looked at the spec list, to be honest with you. I know it ticks all my boxes, Alcantara interior. The colour is one of Aston's Q Division colours, they call it Cosmos Orange. Yeah, I can't really think too much on the actual standard spec, but I've modified it a bit. I like to have fun where I can, so a company called David Appleby Engineering, who I met James from there at the secret meet earlier in the year. He had a Vantage with him. Now tweaked decats on the exhaust, the tailpipes on the exhaust, so they're a bit bigger. They sort of fill out the space that Aston sort of didn't really do a proper job with, and changed the side grills as well. So yeah, really happy with the job they've done. How does it compare to the AMG? It's totally different. I was expecting it to be more similar because they've obviously got a very similar, well, I think it's the same engine even. Interior wise, it's got, you know, some AMG detailing, the in-control system and all that sort of thing is all AMG, but the drive is totally different. I haven't quite decided yet which car I prefer. I love the AMG, I think it's a brilliant car. And obviously I've spent a lot of time in it, so I'm very, very comfortable. The Aston feels completely different, feels more like it wants to take off. The AMG feels a bit more planted to me. The Aston's definitely a bit more lively in the tail. Keeps trying to kill me, but so far I'm all good. I don't know, it just feels a bit smoother, I guess, than the AMG, which feels a bit more aggressive to me. Is it a keeper? The answer probably would be yes, but the deal I've done with Aston probably means no. A couple of years and I'll probably be swapping to another one. I see they today announced the Vantage Volante actually, that looks nice, so maybe I'll swap for that. Future car purchases, well, I'm not really a big planner in life, which for someone who works in insurance doesn't sound like that should go together, but I've always been a bit of a risk taker and a on the fly kind of person when it comes to what I'm going to buy. I think Ferrari. I think if it wasn't for the Aston, I think this year I would have been looking to buy a Ferrari or a Lambo. As a kid around Silverstone, Lambos were always the one for me. So I'm torn. I think it's about finding the right car at the right time, but probably Italian.